Want to talk about getting ready for the future. Isaiah 40 verse 3-5 says, a voice of one calling in the wilderness, prepare a way for the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low, and rough ground shall become level, and rugged places a plain, and the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all people will see it together. This is a command from God to get ready for the future, but this prophet is speaking while he's in a wilderness. And when you're in a wilderness, to try and see an abundant future can be difficult. It says, make way for God in the desert. Make way for God in the valley. Make way for God when there's a mountain. When we've got a valley, when we've got a mountain, when we've got a wilderness in our own personal world, it can be difficult to think about the future because the present valley and the present mountain and the present wilderness and the present desert can preoccupy your thoughts so that you lose any concept of a future. But you and I need to understand that God always has a future for you. God has been to the future. He's taken a snapshot and he brings it back and he says, your future is brighter than your present and better than your past. The glory of the Lord will be revealed, he says. If you prepare today, you'll be ready for the glory tomorrow without any shadow of a doubt. But sometimes in our hesitancy or difficulty in actually obeying God today, we're not prepared for what's coming tomorrow. Whatever God has got you doing now, even though it may be like a wilderness, even though you might be traveling through a very difficult moment, right here today, I want you to think about the future and a concept in your mind that it's going to be greater than anything you've ever seen. You know, when one of our staff members was compiling a video just this last week for a bit of history that we can show our movement around the world, she was saying, I've got a clip of you preaching in California in 1994, and you're saying, we got 52 churches right now, and I'm believing for 100. And that's way back then. But you know, God needs a dream in our heart to do exceedingly abundantly above. Now we have 540 churches. That's like 440 churches more than I was believing for. I guess that's about a 4,000% increase. The fact is, whatever you are believing and getting ready for, God is going to do better than what your greatest dreams are, what your greatest glorious mindset is, what your most incredible dream is. God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you are asking or thinking. But you got to be asking or thinking something. And so what is your dream for the future? Could you write it down on a piece of paper right now? What are you getting ready for? I'm getting ready for 1 million worshipers in C3 churches all around the world. Right now, we have just over 100,000. I never thought that would be possible. But I'm telling you, in a few years' time, we will see 1 million worshipers in C3 congregations all around the world. We will also see 1,000 churches. The goal's not on God. The goal is for us to be motivated. But I know this, if I hadn't set the goal, we probably wouldn't have even got the 540 churches, because a goal will actually get you moving and keep you motivated. So having this scripture here that's saying, prepare the road, make a highway, bring down the high places, lift up the low places, make straight the crooked and make wide the narrow. He's saying, I want you to start getting ready for what's coming up. In the Old Testament, there's a passage where Elisha is talking to a woman who is just about to lose her children. She's in a wilderness. She's in a really dark valley. Her husband was a man of God. He served the Lord, but he didn't have insurance. And for some reason, he went into terrible debt. And now he's died. And she has sold everything she can to pay the bank, to pay the creditor. But in those days, a legit way of claiming what was owed you would be to take the children as slaves. And that's what he was about to do. He'd written her a note saying, I'm coming down tomorrow. I'm going to pick up your 2 boys. They're going to be my slaves. And so she, in her deep, dark problem, doesn't run away from God or blame God or say, hey, we've been serving you for many years. What's all this trouble for? You see, your trouble can be the opportunity for a massive miracle. That problem you're facing, it could be the very thing that's going to trigger the release of the glory of God. If you'll get ready, if you'll go through the obedience to whatever God is speaking to you about, and make sure you're getting ready for your tomorrow. And so she's got this problem, and her smart brain is in action. She says, I'm going to go to God. I'm going to go see the prophet. And she says, what'll I do? What'll I do? The creditor's coming. It's like this looming, ominous cloud is coming towards her. She can see it. It might have been a medical prediction about your health. It may have been a financial prediction about what's going to happen. It could be a relational prediction, but it's coming towards her. And she says, I'm going to God. And so she gets before God. She says, what'll I do here? I'm not blaming God. I'm not accusing him. I'm not losing faith. I believe that somehow something could happen. And the prophet says, what'll I do for you? And that, my friend, is the beginning of a miracle. Not when you say, I know what I'll do, but when you say, God, what will I do? Even if you're a prophet, even if you've been doing it for years and years and years, to say, what will I do here, Lord? Learn how to ask God. Learn how to look to him and bring him into the picture. Learn how to make God first, because when you run ahead and don't ask him, inevitably you're going to be asking him for salvation a little longer down the line. You're going to be asking him to help fix things up, redeem this mess up. He says, if you just asked me first, I would have said no. Don't do that. And honestly, God's no's are better than his yeses sometimes. And so he says, but he won't just say no, he'll say, try this way, go that way. And that's what this prophet did. He said, what'll I do? And then he gets another question. The answer from God is another question. The question is, what do you have? What have you got? She says, nothing. Her answer is pretty negative. She sold the fridge. She sold the TV. She has sold the cars. She sold the scooters. She even sold the guinea pig. She has sold everything that belongs to the kids. The house is empty. She got one little flask of oil left. And she tends to think, well, I haven't got much at all. But most of us in this room would think we haven't got much at all. But you would be surprised what kind of miracle God can do with the little you've got. The little you've got is worth more in the hands of God than in any other hands. No matter what you view about the little experience you've had, the little areas of expertise you've got, the little practice you've had. Everybody in this room has something. Everybody in this room has something you can bring to the Lord. Not one of us are without something that we can offer to him for service. So she did. She said, I got this little flask of oil. Then he gets the inspiration. He says, I want you to get ready for your future. I want you to go borrow vessels from all of your neighbors. Empty vessels, borrow not a few. So he says, I want you to start thinking bigger than you've ever thought before. You're in a wilderness, you're in a valley, you're in a desert, and it restricts your thinking. It makes you nervous. It lowers your faith. But right now, I want you to step out, young lady, he's saying to this woman, and I want you to not think small, because what you do today is going to influence your future. So they all go out, they're borrowing all these empty vessels, and then the prophet, she didn't know what she was doing. Why am I doing this? Why would he tell me to go borrow all these empty vessels? I got a house full of empty pots. What is this about? Why is God doing? You might be left in confusion because God isn't always that free with his information about the future. He'd like you to stay in the world of faith. You may not understand why you're being asked to do certain things. You may not understand why he asks you to give certain things or why he is taking you through certain things. But let me tell you, whatever you are facing today, it's for your tomorrow. It's because the glory of God is on its way. Your future has the glory of God in it. It has majesty in it. It has miracles in it. It has power in it. It has an amazing plan in it. And he's saying, get ready today with many, many vessels. Don't think small about what you do today, because it's going to influence the level of your future. So then he says, start pouring. She starts pouring. And she's expecting it, it'll be done in about 3 seconds. Pour. 6 seconds. Pouring. 60 seconds. Pouring. The jug is filling up. Taking a while. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. She's saying, where is this coming from? She had tapped into heaven. She had tapped into an eternal resource. Inside that little flask, there was forever. It could keep flowing forever. She went to the next bowl. She went to the next one, the next one, the next one. She kept pouring all day long. She should have hired a Japanese supertanker. She could have rocked that up next to her house, and today you'd see a skeleton holding a flask of oil there with oil pouring out of it. Because it wasn't going to stop until the last vessel was full. That is why God said, don't think small. Get ready for a big future. Get ready for an enormous future. Get ready for an abundant future. Get ready for a huge future. Get ready for everything that God has got for you. He is the God of abundance. He is the God of the overflowing cup. He is the God of more than enough. He will do exceedingly abundantly above all that you ask or think, people. He is the God of heaven and earth. Not some miserly God. He says, please get ready. Please think big. My plans for you are not small, lady. He was speaking to her. He wanted to look after her for the rest of her life with one little flask of oil. Go pay your debt. You and your sons live off the rest for the rest of your life. God solved a problem for her, but set her up for life as well. Out of that one extraordinarily difficult moment in her world. You might have the most extraordinarily difficult moment that you've ever faced in your world today. But I'm telling you, it's your opportunity for one of the greatest miracles that God is going to bring into your life. If you will come to Him and say, what'll I do? Lord, I'm looking to you.